Welcome back, everybody. We're going deep today on something that's really caught our attention.
Mm-hmm.
It's this, uh, unexpected presence of North Korean troops
Yeah.
in the Russia-Ukraine war.
Yeah, definitely unexpected.
I mean, it's pretty wild, right?
Yeah, it's a fascinating situation for sure.
You've given me this stack of news reports and analysis,
Yeah.
and they all focus on this one place, this one spot. The Kursk region of Russia,
Right.
where Ukrainian forces have somehow managed to
Gain a foothold. Right.
I mean, this is a global story, right?
Absolutely.
Geopolitics, military strategy,
Yeah, it touches on so many different levels.
and even historical parallels, which we'll get to.
Mm-hmm.
But let's start with this one detail that just blew my mind. North Korean troops seem to be fighting inside Russia.
That's right.
And there are reports of accidental friendly fire incidents between them and Russian forces.
Yeah, we've seen those reports as well.
Due to language barriers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just goes to show, how complex this conflict really is.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost hard to wrap your head around, right?
It really is. You've got these, actors from completely different parts of the world coming together in this conflict in this very specific region. It's a real case study. I mean, how a regional conflict can draw in these, players from across the world.
Right.
Often with these unforeseen consequences.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so let's rewind a bit.
Okay.
Let's rewind a bit. For those who may have, not been following every twist and turn of this war, we gotta kind of set the stage.
Right.
Kursk Oblast is where Ukrainian forces launched an incursion.
Yes.
Back in August 2024.
That's right. August 2024.
I mean, this was bold.
Very bold move.
I mean, this is a bold move.
Yeah.
I mean, first significant cross-border operation since the war began, and the first primarily carried out by Ukrainian regular forces.
That's an important distinction.
I mean, what were they hoping to achieve?
Right.
With such a risky maneuver. I mean,
well, it was really a multi-layered strategy.
Okay.
On a tactical level, they aimed to disrupt Russian supply lines, capture enemy troops, and push back those artillery positions.
Okay.
But the bigger picture, I think, was likely about gaining some leverage in any potential peace negotiations.
Oh.
By demonstrating that ability to strike deep inside Russian territory, they're hoping, I think, to force Russia into a more favorable bargaining position. So they're playing offense.
Yeah, definitely playing offense.
Aiming to kind of shake things up.
Yeah.
And gain a strategic advantage.
Trying to really gain that upper hand.
Yeah.
Change the dynamic of the conflict.
Gotcha.
Precisely.
Yeah. So some Ukrainian military leaders,
Right. There were some dissenting voices.
They criticized the operation.
Yes. They argued that it was diverting resources from the Eastern Front, where things were already, pretty heated.
Right.
But it's clear that Kiev saw this as, a high-stakes gamble with the potential for a significant payoff.
Okay.
And we can't overlook the historical significance here.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the first time Russian territory has been occupied since World War II.
I mean, yeah.
Which is a pretty sobering thought.
Yeah, no kidding. And it's against this backdrop that we see.
The arrival of North Korean troops.
Exactly. October 2024. This is where things get really interesting.
October 2024.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, it seems like something out of an alternate history.
I know, it's almost like a what if scenario.
Novel.
Yeah, exactly.
What prompted Russia to turn to Pyongyang?
Right. I mean, it's a fascinating question.
For military support.
From Russia's perspective, they needed to bolster their defenses in Kursk.
Right.
The incursion had exposed some vulnerabilities, and they needed to shore up their manpower, frankly.
Yeah.
North Korea, on the other hand,
they're
facing increasing international isolation,
economic
pressure.
Yeah.
And so by sending troops to support Russia, they're strengthening ties with a key ally, and potentially opening doors for maybe some economic assistance
or even military aid down the line.
So it's kind of this.
It's a bit of an alliance of convenience, I'd say.
Alliance of convenience.
Yeah, both sides seeing an opportunity to benefit.
Yeah.
From this rather unique situation.
Yeah, no kidding. But this partnership has certainly raised eyebrows.
Oh, absolutely.
On the world stage.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of reaction?
It's mixed, I would say.
Are we seeing from the international community?
The U.S. and its allies have condemned this military cooperation.
Okay.
I mean, in no uncertain terms, they've imposed new sanctions, targeting both Russia and North Korea, and there's been a lot of diplomatic pressure to try and dissuade both countries from continuing down this path. The concern, I think, is that this escalation could prolong the conflict, and further destabilize the region. Yeah. I mean, it definitely adds another layer.
Another wrinkle.
Of complexity.
Yeah.
To an already volatile situation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this isn't just about, political maneuvering.
Yeah.
I mean, there are real human costs here.
Right.
We're hearing reports of North Korean soldiers facing significant challenges in Kursk.
Yeah.
Everything from, language barriers to logistical issues.
Yeah. And that's something, I definitely want to dive into.
Yeah, I think it's a crucial aspect of this whole situation.
So what are we hearing about the specific challenges faced by North Korean troops on the ground?
Let's dig into that.
So we've heard whispers of friendly fire incidents. Can you give us more detail on what's being reported?
So Ukrainian intelligence, specifically the GUR, claims that North Korean soldiers mistakenly opened fire on vehicles belonging to the Akhmat Battalion, which is a Chechen paramilitary group fighting for Russia.
Right.
And this incident allegedly resulted in the deaths of 8 Chechen soldiers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So given the Akhmat Battalion's reputation and their leaders' close ties to Putin.
Yes, very close ties to Putin.
Wouldn't that make
absolutely
such an incident even more?
It adds another layer of sensitivity for sure. Absolutely. The Akhmat Battalion, I mean, it's led by Ramzan Kadyrov.
Right.
He's a figure known for, his strongman tactics and unwavering loyalty to Putin, and any incident that results in their casualties is bound to create friction, especially when it involves foreign troops with potential communication barriers.
I mean, it's a stark reminder of how easily
it really is.
Miscommunication
is a huge factor in any conflict, especially one as complex as this.
Can escalate in a war zone.
Absolutely, yeah.
Especially with so many different factions and languages at play.
You've got so many different groups, so many different languages.
Right.
It's a recipe for mishaps.
And it seems like the evidence goes beyond just these anecdotal reports.
That's right. We're seeing
Ukraine has released images
and videos purportedly showing
and videos allegedly showing the bodies.
Yeah, the bodies of North Korean soldiers.
North Korean soldiers.
It's in Kursk.
In Kursk.
It's difficult to verify. Right.
I think it's always important to be cautious.
Yeah.
With information coming from either side in a conflict.
Right.
And these images, I mean, they haven't been independently verified.
Okay.
However, the fact that Ukraine is releasing this kind of material, I think it suggests a deliberate strategy.
Right.
They're trying to highlight the human cost of this alliance.
Yeah.
And perhaps send a message to both Russia and North Korea about the risks involved.
It's a grim reminder that behind
it is a grim reminder.
The geopolitical chess moves. There are real people
caught
in the crossfire.
Real people on the ground facing the consequences of these decisions.
Beyond the language barrier.
Right.
What else?
Yeah, so what else are we hearing?
Are we hearing about the challenges
These North Korean troops are facing?
Well, reports suggest that they're facing significant logistical challenges as well.
Okay.
Some analysts believe that they're just poorly equipped.
Okay.
And trained compared to their Russian counterparts.
Right.
Which raises concerns about their combat readiness.
So if their equipment and training
it's a big question mark
are subpar, I mean, how effective are they?
How much of a contribution can they really make?
Really be in supporting Russia's war effort?
Yeah, I think it speaks to the larger puzzle here.
Yeah.
Of North Korea's motivations,
right,
for getting involved in this conflict in the first place.
Right.
I mean, on the surface, it seems like a risky move,
right,
for Kim Jong-un,
right,
to send troops to fight in this distant war. Right.
That doesn't directly impact North Korea's interests.
Right. It does seem counterintuitive.
It does seem counterintuitive.
What could they possibly gain?
Right. What's the end game here
From this risky deployment?
Well, there are a couple of theories.
Okay.
Some believe that North Korea is driven primarily by economic incentives.
Okay.
You know, they might be seeking financial aid, food supplies, or access to Russian technology in exchange for military support.
Okay, so they're
essentially it's a quid pro quo,
leveraging their military force
as a bargain bait.
Exactly. Others suggest that North Korea sees this as an opportunity to strengthen its relationship with Russia. You know, a crucial ally in a world where they're increasingly isolated. So this partnership could provide them with, diplomatic cover and help them circumvent those international sanctions.
But they're also facing international condemnation.
Yes, it's a double-edged sword.
And new sanctions for their involvement.
It's a risky gamble
in this war. I mean, doesn't that negate any
It's a high risk, high reward kind of strategy.
Benefits.
For sure. And the potential for blowback is significant.
Right.
You know, North Korea's economy is already fragile.
Right.
And if this deployment drags on and casualties mount, it could fuel discontent among the population. And their actions are also likely to further strain relations with the West.
Yeah.
You know, making it even harder for them to engage in any future negotiations or seek relief from those sanctions.
It's a gamble.
It's a gamble, big gamble.
With potentially high costs.
Yeah.
And the stakes are incredibly high.
The stakes are very high.
Not just for
North
Korea, but for the entire
the whole region, potentially even beyond.
Region.
I mean, this deployment, it represents a significant shift in the geopolitical landscape.
Right.
It highlights the fluidity of alliances, the unpredictable nature of this conflict,
right,
and the potential for further escalation.
It creates this
it's like a domino effect.
Where one action leads to another.
Yeah.
With far-reaching consequences.
And it's hard to predict where those dominoes will fall.
That are difficult to
very difficult to predict. Yeah.
Yeah. And this underscores
This really underscores
the importance of understanding.
Yeah, we need to understand
the motivations of all the players,
of all the actors involved. You know, what are their objectives?
Right.
What are their fears? You know, what are their calculations? Right. Because only by analyzing the motivations can we begin to anticipate those potential outcomes and assess the long-term impact of this conflict on the global order.
And that brings us
to a crucial question.
To a crucial question.
How has the international community reacted?
Yeah, what are the wider implications of North Korean troops fighting in Ukraine?
Right. let's explore that.
So let's delve into that global reaction. I mean, has the world just stood by and watched this unfold?
Oh no, not at all. Not at all. There's been widespread condemnation.
Okay.
I mean, the U.S., key allies like Australia, Britain, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan,
Right.
South Korea, New Zealand, as well as the European Union. I mean, they all issued strong statements criticizing this military cooperation. They see it as a dangerous escalation. That could have repercussions far beyond Ukraine,
right,
affecting security in both Europe and the Indo-Pacific.
So the concern isn't just about the immediate impact.
It's bigger than that.
On the war.
It's about the precedent.
In Ukraine. It's about setting a precedent.
Yeah, setting a dangerous precedent.
And the potential for this to destabilize others.
Exactly. It throws a wrench into existing alliances. Creates these new points of friction. I mean, remember North Korea is already under heavy sanctions for its nuclear program,
right, and
other activities.
Yeah.
This just adds another layer of complexity,
right,
to an already tense, geopolitical situation.
Yeah, and it seems like the international community isn't just talking.
They're not just talking.
They're taking concrete steps to try and
trying to counter this alliance.
What are we seeing in terms of?
Yeah, what are the concrete actions?
Justification.
Well, we're seeing a coordinated response.
Okay.
Primarily through sanctions.
Okay.
I mean, the U.S. Treasury Department has imposed these new sanctions targeting both Russia and North Korea. These measures are specifically aimed at disrupting North Korea's financial activities,
and their ability to provide military support to Russia.
Yeah, so they're trying to cut off.
Yeah, trying to cut off the financial lifelines.
The financial lifelines that enable
this kind of cooperation.
This kind of cooperation.
Right.
Are these sanctions limited to just?
They're broader than that.
Financial institutions.
Target individuals.
Okay.
Including high-ranking North Korean military officials.
Okay.
And Russian companies involved in oil shipping.
Right.
Which is, a key source of revenue for the Kremlin. The EU has taken similar steps.
Okay.
Demonstrating a united front against this alliance.
Right.
Sending a clear message that this behavior won't be tolerated.
It's a strong response.
But will it be?
That's the question, isn't it?
Enough.
Will it be enough
to
actually change events?
The course of events, yeah.
Is there a risk?
I mean, there's always a risk
that this partnership could actually prolong.
It could backfire.
The war in Ukraine.
It could. Some analysts believe that Russia might feel emboldened by this influx of manpower, even if the North Korean troops aren't as well equipped or trained as their own forces. It could give them the resources to dig in and adopt a more protracted war strategy, hoping to wear down Ukraine's resources and resolve.
And that's not even considering.
And that's just one piece of the puzzle.
The potential impact. We haven't even talked about
on peace negotiations. With more players involved.
Right. It just gets more complicated.
Reaching a settlement
exponentially more difficult.
Becomes exponentially more difficult.
Absolutely. More actors, more conflicting interests, harder to find that common ground.
Right. And let's not
And of course there's the wild card.
Forget the unpredictable nature.
The unpredictable nature of North Korea.
Of North Korea.
Right. Yeah.
Kim Jong-un is known for...
I mean, he's known for making these unexpected moves.
Defying
international norms. Adding that element of unpredictability to an already volatile situation creates a lot of uncertainty. It makes it difficult to anticipate what they might do next. How their actions could impact the broader conflict.
So we're left
a lot of unanswered questions.
With a lot of unanswered questions. This whole situation
It's precarious.
Incredibly precarious.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you have Russia, a nuclear superpower, increasingly isolated, relying on this unpredictable partner, like North Korea. And then on the other side, you have Ukraine, backed by Western powers, determined to push back against Russian aggression, but also weary of triggering a wider conflict.
Yeah, it's a
delicate balancing act.
And there are
no easy solutions.
Yeah. This has been an incredibly insightful,
thank you,
deep dive. What's the key takeaway?
Okay, so key takeaway
for our listener,
as
they try to
make sense of all of this
big evolving situation.
I think the biggest lesson here is that the world is changing. It's changing rapidly. Traditional alliances are shifting.
Yeah.
New partnerships are forming. And the lines between regional conflicts and global crises are blurring. It's a reminder that seemingly distant events can have ripple effects that impact us all.
Yeah. We need to stay informed.
We do.
Stay engaged and be prepared.
Be prepared for the unexpected.
On that note, we'll continue.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it.
To keep a close eye on this developing story.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me.
On the Deep Dive.